This is All Indiana Sports. Attention, we have a trade.
We do.
The Pacers getting a big man.
Yep, I love it. I think this is exactly what the Pacers needed. We'll talk. I don't want to talk too much about it because we'll talk
the details.
Later.
Your initial reaction was?
So I was like, I like it. I like it a lot. Double machine.
Yes. My initial thought was exactly what we talked about, getting rid of Mathurin. The picks are a little concerning. The Isaiah Jackson, in addition to a little concerning how much they gave up. Not sure if it's worth that, but we will discuss further as we get into it. But I'm Kevin, and he is my son Liam. We are excited to present to you All Indiana Sports Podcast.
Welcome back. This episode we will talk about the trade deadline move, go over the games this week, and give you our thoughts on the visit to the still Giannis heavy Bucks as we go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, we've been keeping up with this. The 82 and 83 worst season of Pacers history.
Yep.
The worst finish, it was 16 and 35.
Yes, that's where they are right now within that season. Yep.
Yes. The worst start was 14 and 37. The current Pacers are 13 and 38. They seem to keep gaining, though, on the worst finish.
Yes, we will see where it all ends up. But let's go back into some of the details here of the Ivica. Is that how you say it?
Ivica, I think.
Ivica Zubac. I know
Zubac, yes,
Croatia, the C is always a CH. The reason I know that is because I now have become a linguistics major, being a PA announcer for tennis. There are many different nationalities. I had a big boo-boo today.
Oh.
I forgot. Okay, so I'm given basically the coach's lineup that's written down, and then I convert that to the names that I have written phonetically and things like that.
Right.
I did that. So I did that with the visiting team in the singles. So during the doubles, I was going to do Baylor's, but since I had already done one singles, I totally spaced it, did some other stuff, and didn't write the Baylor lineup. And so I was switching between stuff, and there was dead air. I felt terrible. I was like, oh, man. Not so. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to be better moving forward. So the details for this trade. The Clippers get Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, a 2026 first round that is protected. Mind you, they only get it. I think this is how this works. It's protected from a 1 to 4 pick or a 10 to 30. And so I think they only get it if it's a 5 through 9.
Yep. The Pacers are projected to get a third right now. But if the Pacers keep on doing well, that may bump up a little bit.
And let's be honest, it's a lottery. And the Mavericks just did another thing to try to buy themselves some clout to work the lottery in their favor. Yeah. Moving forward.
Yes.
They also get a 2029 first round and an undisclosed second round. I'm not sure exactly which year that is. It's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to give up for this man, in my opinion.
The Pacers also got a guard from the Clippers as well to kind of replace Kane Brown, I believe his name is.
Kobe Brown.
So, but once again, the big guy is the Zubac. Rick Carlisle said this about him. He said, Zubac is a tremendous center. He's a top 10 center in the NBA. We have a great need. He brings things to the center position that we haven't had in my tenure here. Little stab at Miles Turner.
You know what? Rick Carlisle was like, you know what, Miles? Two can play this game. You can say all the things you want to say, and I'm just going to use my little opportunity here to give you a little
Yep. Yes, indeed.
I think if I look at this big picture, yes, it's a lot to give up for one center, but it is a need, a dominant
Pivotal.
force on the inside.
And this isn't just some dominant force. Like consistent. Like last season, he averaged a double double,
Yep.
17 points, 13 rebounds, I believe, which is crazy. And then you have a double double machine in Halliburton. This is what I'm excited for. Everybody's talking about the Hallie Zubac pick and roll.
Right.
That will be so much fun to watch. And we're talking about it. We're talking about the centers. I think you need to sign Huff to another season because I don't know if Zubac can shoot the three.
Right. You need a stretch. You
Yes.
got to have a stretch in the NBA nowadays, and you got to have a stretch center. And so
and
does
this
that.
also, because I believe Huff can also start, this gives you an opportunity to run something like Halliburton, Nimhart, Siakam, Zubac, and Huff with a really big lineup, kind of like the Thunder did with Hartstein and Holt and Chet. Sorry, I was not going to pronounce his last name because
Holmgren.
I don't like saying it. I don't know. Chet's just a lot easier to say. But kind of how they did with a bigger lineup, so that the Pacers can kind of match that because the Pacers haven't been able to. Yes, Obi Toppin is big, but like he's just lanky. He doesn't play like a big.
Right. No.
So this gives you the opportunity to kind of do that.
Yeah. He sort of plays his position more like a guard because he can pop it from the outside, or he likes flying around on the inside, but he's not a get in there and mix it up guy.
Yeah.
As this happened, we were on air with the other show that I produced, the Mosley show, and he likened him to a Steven Adams kind of player, tough on the inside kind of guy. As far as from the Clippers' perspective, the Clippers had just previously, in the day before, unloaded Harden. And so they needed some more guard support, so it makes sense for them.
They did get Darius Garland back, so it's not like a bad trade. You're going older for younger because and that was a good trade for both sides. The Cavs are a win now type of team. They have a squad to win now. It's just they were kind of missing that piece.
Yeah.
Because Darius Garland also doesn't provide much defense, so it's kind of like, okay, we're just gonna get a pure scorer,
right?
And that can also assist, but.
Yeah, and I think
the Clippers aren't a win now team. They're I don't even know what they are, but
when you talk about there's not a straight comparison because Harden is toward the end of his career. He's been proven, but if you're going to look at this sort of like technically and what they bring to the table, Mathurin and Harden are somewhat comparable. And what they do can create off the dribble, one-on-one, and that kind of stuff. And the same reason we said that Mathurin was not good for the Pacers is the same reason the Clippers might want him, have him fit well into their offense.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're not saying Mathurin is Harden level or anything like that.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Mathurin is obviously way early in his career, so he's got much more upside at this point than Harden does. But he can do the same kinds of things as far as shoot the three, create off the dribble, and have those one-on-one matchup kind of things. That's all I'm saying. He is comparable, not level, but as far as skill set and what he brings to the table.
I agree.
All right. Sounds good. I'm glad I didn't offend you there.
No.
Not speaking down or up I'm just talking big level skill set.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at these games. First game was the Hawks ended up winning that one, 129 to 125. Kind of looked like the last year's Pacers, running up and down the floor, sharing the basketball, shooting the three pretty well, and close game, but getting it done at the end.
Yes. Andrew Nimhart. 26 points, most of those in the first half, and he went 5 for 9 from 3 and had 10 assists to complete the double-double.
Yep, Siakam had a normal 25. Neesmith had 23. He was 3 for 4 from the outside, so 75% from him. That's really good.
Yep, Jay Huff, 16 coming off the bench, including 3 huge ones from downtown.
Mathurin also came off the bench with 14, and then Jarris Walker had a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Yes, good to see the Pacers. It's good to see that they can do it. They can't. It's there. It's all still there.
It's all still there. You're just missing the piece, and the piece will be back next season.
Right. And so the key then is to keep all the other pieces. And now, throw some Zoo in there. Next game, they played the Rockets, and it was a tough one. It was at home, and it was a loss, but it was tight. Shocker here. You ready? It was a second quarter slump. How many times have we said that this season?
Wow.
That was the difference in the game, coupled with an inability to close it at the end.
Yeah, Siakam, 27. Good point added from him. Mathurin had 25 coming off the bench.
Yeah, Neesmith had 17, 6 rebounds, and 3 for 7 from downtown.
Yep, not the greatest from him, but Jarris Walker had 12, 2 for 4 from distance off the bench. Walker seems to be just shooting 50% from 3, which is pretty good because he's a big man. So I love the progress that he's made.
Right. You can see his growth into being a solid OB top and B, right? He's like the swap out because of what his, again, skill set comparable. Not level, but skill set. Okay.
Yep.
Just clearing the air as I go along.
Yes.
Offensive rebounds, though, in this game, 19-7 in favor of the Rockets, leading to 30 second chance points. Not 30 attempts, but 30 points off of second chances.
Yeah.
You can't win a game.
You
can't win a game like that.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Next game was the Jazz. Lost that one, 122 to 136.
Right. But Nembhard, Neesmith, Siakam, McConnell, and Mathurin all out on the second night of a back-to-back. This had the smellings of a tank here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You got to win. You got a close one, and you playing the Jazz. You went, you know what? Back-to-back. We're just gonna hold off. We're just gonna sit back and see what these other guys can do. But they actually did pretty good.
They did. Give you a guess here. Which quarter was the problem?
Could it be the second?
Yeah, and the third.
Oh, I think the Jazz scored like 40 in the third. 40.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, but let's highlight those guys. Jarris, as you were talking about, 24 points to lead the scoring.
Quentin Jackson also had 24. He went 2 for 3 from the 3-point line.
Yep, and Johnny Furphy, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. That's a well-rounded game, gentlemen.
Yep, Jay Huff and Cam Jones had 12, 2 for 4 from distance, and then 6 rebounds each. But Jones added 8 assists.
Yeah, that's a kind of creepy stat line that both those guys were exact same stats on all those categories. It's kind of crazy. Isaiah Jackson had a double-double with 11 points and 10 rebounds in his final game with the Pacers.
Yep, good send-off from him. Ethan Thompson had 11. He was 50% from deep with 2 for 4.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys in double figures, and 2 of them over 20. And you scored 122. There, you should have been able to win this game. You just didn't quite play enough defense on the other side, and I think
we'll chalk it up to it being backups.
That's to me, that would be it, right? Your backups, even if they could score well, they're probably not as good at the technicalities of the defense. because I was digging through trying to figure out, okay, where did things go wrong, right? The categories I look at in the stats, you know, we always talk about
Rebounds.
the intangibles, and so defense must have been the intangible because
Yeah.
I go to offensive rebounds, 3-point percentage, and free throws. That's the three that I
And
typically
then
look at can
turnovers
be
as well is a big
right.
one.
Turnovers, assists, how well, right? There's several deeper kind of categories that you can look at. It wasn't like any one of those categories jumped out and said, "Oh, that's where the 14 points came from."
Yeah.
Nothing,
It was probably
right?
just lazy defense.
Yep, that's kind of where it was. All right, so that leads us to our new things that we take care of now. This on All Indiana Sports. We're gonna start with the Boom Baby Play of the Week.
I like it. I'm gonna go with the Zubac trade. Normally we do something from a game or something like that, but I think this is too big not to highlight even more. And I didn't talk about it a ton because I knew this was coming up, and I wanted to talk about it here. I
Okay.
think this is the perfect fit for the Pacers. I think the Pacers are one of the only teams in the league who would be completely fine without a stretch big, because you have all other of your four guys who can shoot the three at a very, very high clip, and you have
Yeah.
people coming off the bench that can shoot three from a high clip. So if you keep Huff, even better because you have a stretch big in Huff. And you can, I think Huff and Zubac are interchangeable. Averaging a double-double a season, I love so much. Um, I think that is such a big part of basketball is rebounds. Me and my mom talk about it all the time. You have to get the rebound.
Yep.
You can't allow second chance points. Secure the boards. And Zubac is great at that. He's very physical on the interior. He matches the Pacers' style of play so well. He can run up and down the court if he needs to. He's already ran a really good pick and roll with James Harden over with the Clippers, so he knows how to do it. And he's not on the super old side, but he's not super young either. He's kind of in the middle ground there. He's got
It's
years
30,
left.
right?
Ish, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He's got years left in him. He's experienced. I really like this move for the Pacers. I think you needed a piece. I think this was the piece. I think the Pacers watch out for them next year. Halliburton's back, healthy. And Zubac has some time now to kind of fit into the system. Not a ton of time, but still, time is time.
Right. Now you got the end of the season and training camp. You got to think that, not long after the season.
And then probably some preseason as well.
Right. Hallie's probably going to be back to full health almost as soon as the season is over because we're assuming at this point. I think it's a safe assumption. Obviously, we're only at the All-Star break, but the way things are going, Pacers are not going to get into the playoffs. So almost as soon as the playoffs are over, Hallie is pretty much going to be at full health again. If not, then just a month or two after, and then they can start hitting the ground running and with all of that. And I agree. I think that the one thing that was missing from their playoff run was a big physicality on the inside. You saw them struggle with the Knicks and when they put Robinson in and the rebounding. You saw them, the same kind of idea with Hartenstein, struggling with the lack of not length size, but girth size on the inside.
Yeah.
Physicality. So
Yep.
I agree. I think it's a great call.
Yeah.
I struggle with how much they give up, but
I understand.
only time will tell.
If it gets them a championship, I'm fine with it.
I just think, man, can you imagine the disaster if they end up with the fifth pick in the draft?
Yeah, that's very true.
And that would all be based upon the lottery itself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. And after the past few lotteries, I don't know if I trust those. Of course, I'm a conspiracy guy. So, all right. My boom, baby, play of the week is this little gem from the third quarter of the Hawks game. We talked about how they looked like the Pacers of old, so this happened.
They covered it. They hadn't covered it in quite a few plays, but that's
good
what
pressure.
Knocked away by Siakam.
Give it back. There you go.
And the back pass.
Take that all day.
Yeah, that was good.
Gotta love it.
Unselfish basketball.
Great fundamentals. The defensive pressure by Nesmith, forcing the pass. Let's be honest. Guy should have pulled the trigger there, but he didn't. He hesitated. Siakam poked it away because he knows angles because he grew up playing soccer. And then he's off to the races. Great pass. Great awareness. Nesmith back pass and easy bucket. That is the Pacers that I'm used to seeing. I like it.
I love it so much.
So that leads us to our yes sir player of the week.
I'm gonna go with Siakam here. He's been a consistent throughout the entire season. He fell off just a little bit, but he's picked it back up consistently over like 20 something, over 22. Honestly, he is that consistent point scorer whenever you need someone. I heard some rumors that he was getting a little frustrated with the Pacers, but the Pacers have picked it up recently, so I don't think he should be that way anymore. Hallie's coming back. Like, things are just lining up for next season, and Siakam is continuing to do what he can do the entire season, no matter what. So,
I completely agree with you. I think that there's been some behind the scenes with he and Hallie to kind of bring him back to where he needs to be. I've seen some of the celebrations after, and some of the camaraderie is coming back. You can tell. So, mine, I'm gonna tip my cap. It's backwards, but there you go. To a player that is now left, coming back from injury, coming off the bench, not used to this role, but still being productive off the bench. Probably getting the sense that he's leaving, but not checking out. Benedict Mathurin is my yes sir of the week because, I mean, there will be no other opportunity for me to do this. Yeah. 25, again, in a loss to the Rockets and off the bench. So, to me, it's the right move. It's the right move, kind of like giving Matthew Stafford the MVP. It's the right move. It may not be the correct move, but it's the right move.
It was the correct move.
Oh, well, so let's real quick then preview the Bucks game going on tonight. This is Giannis still with the team. Confusion about how this all went down. He wanted a trade. Teams were interested. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go to the Warriors. I thought it was going to be Steph and Giannis, and I was like, oh, okay, Steph, Giannis, and Jimmy.
And then maybe some Miami?
Yeah, this may be a Warriors championship. But didn't happen. Giannis is still in the Bucks.
Right at the end, there was talk of the Timberwolves, him and Ant.
There was. So there's a lot of talk of him going to places that are like, oh yeah, they could win now, especially with him. But didn't trade. I don't know exactly what happened. My friend is a Bucks fan. I talked to him about it. I was like, so how do you feel about this? And he's like, I don't know why he's still around. We keep getting in the playoffs, but can't do anything with it. And we keep getting – it's like kind of like the Colts, how they get in the playoffs barely and lose, or they barely miss the playoffs and they don't get a good draft pick ever. Kind of how that works. So my friend was a little bit frustrated about that. He was like, I wanted some picks and, a decent play out of it, but we still have him. I don't know why he's here. I feel bad for him.
So, you ready for my take?
Sure.
So, Giannis. I don't know, but don't know if this is exactly how it all went down. But Giannis says he wants a trade. He communicates that he wants a trade. And then apparently nobody is interested or willing to pay the price that the Bucks want. So he ends up back with the Bucks. This could be incredibly awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have a team that was ready and willing to offload you, and you wanted to go. You didn't want to be there, and now you're stuck with each other. And you're the star player. And Miles Turner's still over here like, oh, this is so much better. I hate yellow anyway. The grass is so much greener. While he's not even putting up 10 points a game. We told you so. But afterwards, I don't know if you saw this, Giannis posted a video clip from the Wolf of Wall Street that said, I'm not going anywhere. Celebrating the fact that he was back and he was going to stay and he was there for... I was like, man, this is too little too late, my friend.
Yeah.
Not to mention what I have said the entire time, that the Pacers own Giannis so much that, and they are in his head so much that he has to pay rent to the Pacers to have his own thoughts in his own head. That's how much they own him.
Yeah.
And it won't change anymore because the Bucks are strapped for cash because of him, and they can't get anybody else to join because of him and Turner. And they're not going anywhere except maybe the first or second round.
Yeah. 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 I mean, as I don't even know how to preview this game really, because I'm like, okay, I kind of want you guys to lose, but as him, I want you guys to win. I mean, you got to play Giannis strong. You got to play. I mean, you can't just let Turner be there. Everybody else is kind of like, but get Zoo in there, get him some reps. Just kind of let your guys do what they do. Let them develop as players.
Right. Well, that's all that we have for this week. We'll be back next week with more Pacers, IU basketball, the new Indy Ignite volleyball insights, as well as our grand finale. We said last week was the last one, but this is our grand finale. It's kind of like when you say goodbye to somebody and then you continue walking with them a little bit and you have to say goodbye again. This is
oh wait, you're still here, okay.
Mm-hmm. This is the grand finale to see who was victorious in this year's Unstable Pick 6 after the big game that happens Sunday.
Yeah, well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana sports.
This is All Indiana Sports.